Now, by default, WordPress presets font sizes that can be set by toggling buttons labelled small, medium, large and extra large. And there is also a hidden, by default, another labelled extra extra large. You can have up to 5 options for toggling buttons. Beyond 5 and the buttons will actually turn into a drop-down list. Now currently in WordPress version 6.6, this UI element hosts a little quirky bug that you should be aware of, and let me show you. Now if we take a look at the Theme.json defaults that come from the WP includes folder, you can see how to structure the settings for font sizes. They need to be set under Settings, Typography as Font Sizes. And to demonstrate this quirky bug, I'm simply going to copy out the defaults as a starting point and paste them into my theme's theme.json file. Now let's say you want to register another font size before medium called normal. So as the default suggests, all we need to do is to provide another object in the font sizes array with the required properties name, slug and size. So add a name normal, a slug normal as the lowercase version of the name, and a size. Now if I save that file and then go back to the browser, I need to refresh the page, select a text blocks, go to settings, and now you can see we've got 5 toggle button settings, but we don't see what we'd expect to see indicating where our normal setting is. So if you mouse over the toggle buttons, you'll see that there's a tooltip that reflects our name, but the buttons do not. Small has now become normal, medium has now become small, large has now become medium, extra large has now become large, extra extra large has now become extra large. And there's your quirky little bug. Now there are a couple of open issues about this in GitHub, but they are just discussions at the moment. This might get fixed in the future, but for now it still exists. Also coming very soon, you'll have the ability to add new custom font sizes directly in the UI. And this might impact on the decision on how to fix this quirky bug. But for now, we have to work with what we've got, but there are a couple of options. So technically speaking, if you want to use the toggle buttons, you'll need to stick to the current toggle button labels, which are S for small, M for medium, L for large, and XL for extra large, and XXL for extra extra large, if that's what you want your theme to provide. There is also another quirky bug, and you'll understand this if you watch my first video in this Theme.json mini-series on default configurations and overrides explained, which I'll leave a link to on the top right of this video. Now say you only want to provide small, medium and large. Now you can register this in your theme.json file, and this time we'll change the font size from pixels, which are set by default, and we'll set these to rem, which is actually better for your theme's accessibility anyway. So save the file and pop back to the site editor, refresh the page and select a text block, go to the settings, and again we don't see what we're expecting to see. Now this is because by default the theme.json file that comes from the WP includes folder has already set them. And there is also another issue. We set our font sizes to rem, but if you inspect the element you'll see that they're still in pixels. So what we have to do here is actually unset the defaults. Fortunately, there is a setting for this. So if we pop back to the WP includes theme.json file, under the settings and typography, you'll notice a setting for default font sizes. And by default, this is set to true, which means they will come from the theme.json file in the WP includes folder. So all we need to do is to override this in our theme's theme.json file. And we need to set this to false. So back to your theme's theme.json file and set default font sizes false under settings and typography. And save the file, go back to the site editor and refresh the page, select a text block, and under settings, we now have what we're expecting. And if we inspect the element, it shows that our font size is now set in rem. Of course, another option is to provide more than 5 font settings. And if you remember earlier, I said if your font size options goes beyond 5, then you'll get a drop-down list. And the drop-down list is more accurately reflective of your theme.json font size settings. And that's how you override the default font sizes with your own font sizes. So as always, if you found this helpful, you can show your appreciation by clicking the like button, and feel free to subscribe for more quick tips like this.